Pro Noob Tips.
What doesn't yo? I will world on one arrow. We're on the right path.
Tip number 1.
Controls. Do you really need them? I mean, you could just learn them while you're playing and just click for each little step. I mean, that won't annoy your teammates at all. So be sure that you don't know your controls when you start the game, and then just spend the first 5-10 minutes just looking through the book, checking what they are and learning how to play it.
Tip number 2.
Get right in there. You gotta go and show your team that you can take guys down. So you just have to attack the first person you see. It doesn't matter if you die, because you just respawn. So why not just stay there until you die and just attack people? And remember just to keep doing it. It doesn't matter if you die a million times, as long as you show your team that you don't give a shit.
Tip number 3.
Buy everything you can from the shop. Buy the free stuff repeatedly, even though you only get one of them. And make sure you spend all your money on the most expensive crap you can afford, even if it makes no difference.
Tip number 4.
Wander off into the wilderness, all on your own, and take on the biggest fucking monster you can find, just to prove to your teammates that you're not scared, you don't give a shit.
Tip number 5.
Make sure that you warn your teammates about oncoming attacks. And make sure you do it repeatedly, so that you piss them off and so that they make sure they're paying attention to you, because you want to make sure that they know who you are and they know what you're doing. And don't give a shit what they say. They're fucking wrong and you're fucking right.
Tip number 6.
Keep in contact with your team via the chat box. Make sure that you type everything in there and you question them on all their mistakes they're making. But obviously you wouldn't make any, so they don't need to question you just question them. Don't forget to let them know how much this match really means to you. I mean, how are you ever going to go pro if you just keep losing all the time? You've got to make sure that they know that this is important, and then you've got to shout at them and scream at them until they understand that this means so much to you. Don't forget to tell them how close you were to killing people, even if you don't actually get any kills. Just make sure they know that you almost did it, and then insult them when they fuck it up.
An enemy has been slain.
Faster than my arrow? I think not.
Tip number 7.
When you do get that precious kill, make sure to let everyone know how amazing you are and how a brilliant kill it was. It's really important that they know that you're fucking amazing. Don't forget that you have to keep in contact with them and let them know how shitty they're playing and how crappy the game is, and it's nothing to do with how you're playing, because you are amazing.
Tip number 8.
Go AFK for a while. Go take a piss. Go get a drink. Nobody cares. How could it be your fault if you're losing if you're not even playing? And when you do come back, make sure to die a lot and then argue with your teammates about how they're not supporting you. And then they'll tell you that you're dying all the time and it's your fault, and then you call them a wanker or whatever. Just whatever feels natural, but make sure to die plenty of times after being AFK. Also, don't forget that when you take a tower down all by yourself, to make sure that you brag to your teammates and tell them how it was all down to you, and that they should worship you.
Tip number 9.
Contrary to what was said earlier in tip number 2, sometimes you should run away, and be sure to keep running until one of your teammates turns up and kills the person following you. You won't seem like a pussy, you'll seem like you're really wanting to preserve your lives, and you don't want to wait the time it takes for you to respawn. With these amazing tips, there's no way that you can lose.
Tip number 10.
And when you do finally finish the game, make sure to let everyone know what you really think of them and question them on all the actions they made, but don't let the fact that you got 1 kill and 21 deaths put you off at all. You were just very out there.